Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are watching the station identification of one of Wayland City's resident YouTubers. Live in the basement. This is not MTV's remote control. And he is not Ken Ober. God rest Ken Ober's soul. This is WEML-TV, Channel 77. And now here's your host, New Bedford, Massachusetts' own, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you, Mr. Announcer. I am Eric Lima, and I host this channel and show of WEML-TV, Channel 77, episode number 365. How's it going? I know a couple episodes ago I did a very awful report about the Wayland City Festival, awful scouting report, but it ended up being clear after the whole, I do apologize for that, and I do apologize to the Wayland City Festival President Mike Sylvia because of the fact that the storm really soured my attitude. I was hoping for a great festival, and then that was the shortest I've ever been at the festival, and the stupid storm, and I blame more the storm, and I blame myself for allowing the storm to sour my attitude towards the festival. But like I said, I will come back because I checked the weather. It's going to be raining mostly in the morning, and it will taper off in the afternoon, basically right after 12 o'clock. So it's perfect timing for me to go to the festival and actually go there and have a good time because I have Sunday off. This is great, perfect. I am not giving up by a long shot on the festival as of yet. It's just one day. Won't let that ruin my my experience with the festival. I'm hoping to see a lot of people there tomorrow at the Wayland City Festival. I can't wait to go and actually stay there and enjoy myself there. So I do apologize to those of you looking forward to see me at the festival today. I do apologize for not coming, but I will be there tomorrow after work. I was gonna come home, deal with stuff here, then I will jettison over to the Wayland City Festival. And, strike three, lead left, the bases loaded. Red Sox will win 11-5 over Philly. We're going to have some fun. We got a lot to do because this is the final SmackDown of the ThunderDome. That's when we can talk about the SmackDown 205 Live Event Center for July the 9th, 2021. And we kick off the final ThunderDome, final episode of SmackDown inside the ThunderDome. And I call it Final ThunderDome SmackDown. Paul Heyman stops Jimmy Uso, who wants to talk to Roman Reigns. Now, as you know, earlier in the reports, Jimmy Uso was arrested I think it was a couple of days for another DUI. And a lot of people are saying keep him off TV and all that. But, you're kind of forgetting because we have a lot of releases and injuries and all that. We need to keep storylines fresh, unfortunately. So I think that's one of the reasons why Jimmy Uso is on to prior to all that. I know a lot of people say, you're enabling him to drink and all that. I think, they need to be held accountable. So I do agree, but to the point. But remember, at the same time, though, we need some storyline. The WWE needs some storylines. The crowds are coming back. Now, like I said, final ThunderDome SmackDown and till live crowds next week. So, and then from talking to Roman Reigns arrives at the ThunderDome because of promo on Edge. Jimmy Uso interrupts Roman Reigns. The two talk it out, and then Jey Uso made his return. And then Roman Reigns said, "Hey, let's do this together." Roman Reigns hugs both Uso brothers, and the bloodline's back together. That does not bode well for Edge or any of the SmackDown locker rooms, according to tag team champs, the Mysterios. More on them later on. So Caleb Braxton interviews Baron Corbin about his Money in the Bank qualifier against Shinsuke or King Nakamura. And Baron Corbin says he's been upset. He's been upset. He's been losing money left and right. He's been down in the dumps since losing the crown to King Nakamura. Big E decided to arrive to scout the competition on commentary, and Pat McAfee. I'll tell you, Pat McAfee. You know what? I maybe not like his guts being a former Colts player. It's me being a Patriots fan, but this guy brings personality to the SmackDown commentary table. I have a lot of fun with that. And Big E and Pat McAfee were getting their feet soaked in the pedicure thing, which is hilarious, while Pat McAfee's doing the guitar thing. And then it showed footage of Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura buying Corbin's car. The car that was repossessed, they bought it off an auction. And I'm like, Baron Corbin, I feel bad for him at this point. You're like, oh, well, you know, it's good to see Shinsuke and Boogs have some little, or the King Nakamura and Boogs have some a little bit of fun. And they had the matchup, qualifier, to add. Now, the Raw representatives in that matchup of Money in the Bank is John Morrison, Ricochet, Riddle, and Drew McIntyre. And on the SmackDown side, Big E and Kevin Owens so far, with 2 spots left open in 2 matches. And this is one of the 2 matches. And Shinsuke Nakamura at the hard-fought match. Shinsuke Nakamura, or King Nakamura has won the matchup, beating Baron Corbin once again. So he will qualify in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So this is when he captured the crown. Maybe a Money in the Bank briefcase? Could be a Grand Slam. He's 1 world title away from a Grand Slam championship. We'll see if Shinsuke can make that happen. But I'll tell you one thing. You know, let's put him, Riddle, Ricochet, and Morrison in a fatal 4-way, dudes. I'm dead serious about this. Let's make that, you know, because those 4 guys alone could make some crazy moves, man, in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Then the Usos were talking to each other. They had a plan to get to Edge first. That way they do it for Roman Reigns. So then Natalya and Tamina were scheduled to a match against face a new tag team making their debut. Who are they? Well, Natalya and Tamina came out and they said, "Hey, we're told we're having a matchup, but it's not for the belts, it's not for the titles, but whoever this team is, come on out." And they both called them out. And lo and behold, NXT standout Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox, known by Shotzi and Nox, made their SmackDown debut. Remember, they did have a shot at the belts against Sasha Banks and Bayley, more on Bayley. And all of a sudden, it was a good matchup. Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox were double teaming, utilizing. In the end, with the ball pit finishing maneuver by Shotzi Blackheart, they picked up the upset victory over Natalya and Tamina, the women's tag team champions. I would not put it past me that Natalya and Tamina will probably want a rematch, and they'll put the belts on the line this time because they earned their. I'll tell you one thing, more on Bayley, because SmackDown Women's Division is now getting stacked with Ruby Riott gone and Billie Kay gone. You got Nox and Shotzi. Megan Moran interviewed Edge, and Edge says he's planning on calling out Roman Reigns. So the Usos overheard that. Now, Bayley got injured while she was training for the Money in the Bank matchup against Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Unfortunately, avoid this injury, probably an ACL or MCL tear or something like that. She'll be out for 9 months. And she got upset, blaming the WWE Universe for it. But Sonya Deville named a replacement for Bayley, and instead of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view that Bianca Belair will defend her title, next week's SmackDown from a live crowd, the return of the live crowd, Bianca Belair will defend the title against the most beautiful woman in all of WWE, Carmella, former SmackDown Women's Champ, former Money in the Bank, 2-time Money in the Bank winner. So, Liv Morgan comes out once again, gets upset with Sonya Deville. Sonya says, "Before, I was so rudely interrupted. I'm naming her replacement for the Money in the Bank ladder match, and that's you." So Liv Morgan will replace Carmella, as Carmella will challenge Bianca Belair. So that card... So Liv Morgan will be part of the Money in the Bank ladder match. So, as Carmella was calling a promo on the matchup, Liv Morgan interrupts her. Deville names Morgan as Carmella's replacement. Bianca Belair comes out and addresses Carmella. And then Paul Heyman was talking to Roman Reigns about Edge, and says that Edge is planning to call him out. Roman Reigns says, "Fine, get the Usos in here. We're going to plan, right?" And then there was another Money in the Bank qualifier match. Seth Rollins goes one-on-one with Cesaro, with which Kevin Owens joined on commentary. And Rollins did pick up the victory, and then pick up the victory. But there is another superstar, female superstar, heading to SmackDown. That's right. Former Mae Young Classic champion, of 2018 and former NXT UK Women's Champion Toni Storm will be heading to SmackDown as well. I'll tell you one thing. With Bayley being injured, Ruby Riott being out, and with Sasha Banks right now filming the Mandalorian, she will be back on SmackDown, though. You're talking about a stacked SmackDown women's roster. Even with Bayley and Sasha Banks doing their thing right now, I think the addition of Tegan Nox, Shotzi Blackheart, and Toni Storm, that will make the SmackDown women's division that much better. And believe me, I got a feeling that Toni Storm is going to make quite the impact on the SmackDown roster. No problem. Usos decided to wait on Edge, and then during the commercial break, they barged in Edge's locker. No Edge. So it's fine. We'll talk to Roman about this. Kayla did interview a victorious Seth Rollins, and Edge is right behind them. And Edge says, we have some unfinished business. So if Rollins wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, I'm sure Edge will probably want a piece of him. So Edge says he plans on calling out Roman Reigns. And then the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis cut a promo on the SmackDown roster. He said they were talking about Otis, and Otis says, I will destroy everyone. Edge gets ready to call out Roman Reigns. Edge comes out. And says, where are you, Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns and the Usos and Heyman were in his dressing room. Roman tells the Usos stay put. He heads out to meet Edge. And as he goes out to meet Edge, the Usos knew something was not right. They came out to disobey Reigns. Reigns is up. What did I tell you? Let me handle this. I'm going to handle this on my own. The Usos fine. We'll stay here, just in case. Roman's in the ring. Starts to pick a fight with Edge. And then all of a sudden, you hear the Mysterio's music. Rey Mysterio and Dominic attack the Usos from behind with steel chairs. And then all 6 men decide to brawl. And so that was going on. Oh, no, it's not. All right. Okay. Oh, was that Royal took it down one for a ride? Yeah, I'm watching the Sox-Phillies game. So, and ends with Edge attacking both Usos as Roman Reigns was running up the ramp. So that ends the final ThunderDome SmackDown of 2021 of the ThunderDome era. Final SmackDown of the ThunderDome era. Next week, we'll be back in front of a live crowd with signs, chants, and all that good stuff. Then we go to 205 Live. Josh Briggs and Asher Hale went one-on-one. And Josh Briggs, about 6'8", did pick up the victory over Asher Hale. And the 405-pound Odyssey Jones, if you don't have a Peacock Network, you got to check out this guy. This guy's a huge monster. I said Mark Henry comes to mind when I see this guy. Took on the Australian Grayson Waller. And Samantha Irvin, who was a fellow New Bedford, Massachusetts native like myself, interviewed Waller, and then Waller says, I don't need a breakout tournament. I am a breakout star. And then Odyssey Jones cut a promo on Waller, says, we better ready to bring it. And it was a heck of a match. Odyssey Jones, very aggressive, got a lot of speed. And Odyssey Jones did pick up the victory over Grayson Waller. So the NXT Breakout Tournament will begin this Tuesday as Ike Manjiro goes one-on-one with Duke Hudson. So it'll be a great matchup to say the least. So that is it. That's all the time I have on the show for the SmackDown 205 Live Event Center for July the 9th, 2021, the final SmackDown of the ThunderDome era. We're going back. We're going back. We're going back to the live crowds. I really can't wait. So bearing that in mind, tomorrow I'm going back to the WEML-TV Festival. I plan on having a good time. Hoping to get having a better day at it. I'm hoping to have a better time with it than today. Unfortunately, the rain has really soured my attitude towards it, and plus, puts me in a buying spot because I had to work tomorrow. Had I had tomorrow off, I would have gone and stayed there throughout the night. But they had rulings, so we will see what's going to go happen tomorrow. So I'm going to watch the rest of this game. I'm going to shave this 5 o'clock shadow starting to grow in. I want to look good for the festival tomorrow. So I will see you guys later. You guys have a blessed night. Episode 365 of WEML-TV, Channel 77 is complete. Until the next episode, peace, love, and bless out.